Oh, hi there. Cello. Hey now. Hola. And ba weep grana weep nini bong. However you want to say it. Welcome to that Kev1 show.
Hey, Weekend Maxers, I hope you're all taking in the rays and have napkins aplenty among sauce-stained fingers with your favorite grub, body full of bub, because you're about to be filled up with comedic insight from a pop culture enthusiast, man of the people, pro stand-up warrior that you've seen on the circuit if you're a real stand-up fan, and if somehow in hell you haven't, you're in for a treat. That you can see headlining at Royal May 2nd, and much more. Ever-growing comedy giant Adam Pasi, welcome back to the show.
Hey man, what's up? Thanks for having me back.
Oh yeah, man, faux cheesy. Man, you've been living it up too, man. You're all over the place. I see a lot of your comedy on the algorithm as well, blowing up. And you've been to Vegas recently. I mean, so what's some of the comedy exploits you've been up to since we last talked to you?
Pretty much the same, man. Just working on getting my name out there. Trying to post things with more consistency. Trying to be less stingy about jokes that I don't want to put out.
Oh yeah, not put out because like too dangerous, too edgy, or
Oh no, just because I don't. I've been writing a lot of topical material, and it takes me longer. Usually takes me longer to get a joke to where it makes me happy than it does. Then it takes too long before the subject becomes irrelevant.
Oh,
and
okay.
so I actually started a specifically topical comedy show with a friend of mine last November, and that's been a place where I put all that stuff, and it kind of forces me to just finish the joke and move on.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah. Kind of reminds me of how, like, with South Park, sometimes you're, like, watching it, and you're, like, it's, like, literally something that happened, like, days earlier, or, like, within a week, and you're like, how the fuck did they animate this so quick? Like, what? Like,
Yeah, that 6-day turnover.
Yeah.
I wish I had time to move that swiftly, but it's a monthly show. It's called Topic Thunder.
Ooh, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And we've been doing, let's see, we just did our 6th one this past Wednesday, actually, and we're going to do a 7th one in May, and then take a break for the summer, because it's harder to get people to comedy shows in the summer, and also I would like a break from writing jokes about the news.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. It's crazy. It's like, yeah. So do you stay away from, like, political stuff, or do you dive into that? Because it's almost feels like that could be a danger zone of, like, you know, maybe alienating half the audience, or not caring, or maybe that's, you know, a big niche to break into. Do you, like, right at the edge of that, or no?
Yeah, I don't really stay away from anything. It just depends on whether or not I can think I can make it funny.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, part of that is whether or not I can make it appeal to someone who disagrees with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't generally beat over the head. I try not to be too preachy on stage, but you will know how I feel about things.
Yeah.
What my viewpoints are and where I stand personally from what I say in my jokes. But, yeah, and, you know, writing and performing primarily in Portland. And then, but then I make a lot of money on the road in small red towns too. So it kind of, I find a way to dance between the two. And I'll be honest, there's nights I might leave a joke out of the set just because I don't feel like fighting over it with the crowd. But by and large, I always maintain my point of view on stage, and I try to make it so that, like I said earlier, you don't have to agree with me to find the laugh in the joke. In fact, I get great satisfaction from that, because that means I took laughter from somebody who didn't want to give it to me.
Yeah.
That's fun, especially if your way of thinking and your political viewpoint is specifically harmful to myself and people I love. So.
Oh, hell yeah. That's freaking awesome. Are there any,
a bit of vengeance in that.
Yeah, kind of like a flawless victory.
Yeah, look at little bit of petty vengeance. Yeah. No, that is how it feels. I like looking at a crowd that I know.
You won the tournament.
I know,
you know.
Yeah, I know very beliefs are against my well-being. I'm like, yeah, and I took laughter from you tonight. I made you feel joy that you didn't want to feel.
Like, instead of the laughter, you're like, you know, you're, like Shang Tsung, you're like, your soul is mine, your laughter is mine.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And so, I mean, have you noticed, like, any changes in the world of comedy performing with, like, the state of the world, like, people's moods? Like, I mean, you have to, like, snap your fingers at people who are, like, on their phones more, like, you're a substitute teacher, like, my eyes are up here, or anything like that? Or
Not stuff on the phones. Honestly, no. I guess things are more politically charged in both directions.
Yeah.
What I found is that conservative audiences, left-leaning audiences, have a reputation for being delicate, and they absolutely can be. Performing here and in Seattle, they definitely can be. Conservative audiences are more likely to completely shut down on a show when they hear a viewpoint they don't like.
Really?
Yeah. But also, it's like, we're talking like they're a 9 and we're a 7. So it's like, yeah, both sides. I mean, but that's the dance. Like, I don't like the attitude. A lot of comics who label themselves free speech warriors. I don't like the attitude that like pushback is unacceptable. Like a crowd's not allowed to like a joke. I'm not gonna name them, but I was kind of disheartened. A comic that I've been a fan of for a while, and like as far as ability-wise, definitely looked up to them for over a decade now, and I happened to be lucky enough to be on a show with them, and I heard him complaining, saying stuff like, "Oh, you think they're gonna laugh, or are they just gonna get mad about stuff?" And I'm like, well, if they get mad about stuff, then you gotta figure out how to twist them, and you should know how to do that because you're brilliant at this. And so I think there's definitely an attitude of laziness pervading certain circles of comedy. And like, yeah, I don't like the idea that our audience can't get mad at me for something I'm saying. They're allowed to feel however they want. You can't yell over my shit. But do I need to not cuss? I forget. We haven't done this.
Oh, no, you can cuss, yeah. You can cuss.
All right. You can't yell over my stuff. Well, no, I'm not going to, out of spite. You can't yell over
Yeah.
You know, you still have to respect the social contract of not talking over the performer, but you're welcome to not laugh. And I have to figure out the way to make you laugh and take that laughter from you if you don't want to give it to me. And that's the risk of it. That's the drug of it. If it's not a risk, then we're jumping off our couch calling it skydiving.
Now, do you usually see the wave change often, or is it usually kind of like if the crowd is kind of dead or against it, do they kind of stay that way, or do you kind of see yourself pulling it back sometimes, back into the vibe?
I mean, the intent is always to pull them back in.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's successful is a combination between whether or not the crowd's up for it and my skill level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And with the state of the world and everything, I mean, the whole world's been on fire for like ever, and like money, everyone's got money troubles. It feels like. Have you noticed like a different? I don't know how to put this. Like a different is the audience different? Like, is it more couples and groups who are coming up kind of like, oh, it's an event, it's someone's birthday, or is it more like the singles, big comedy heads that are there more?
Attendance is definitely down across the board in recent months. That show I was talking about, we do it in a 70-seat theater, and we had like 50 to 70, and then the last 2 shows that we did out of the 6 that we've done so far have been in the 40 range, which is still a fun show with enough audience to shake the room. But it's a very clear drop-off, and so I mean, people just have less and less money to throw around for recreational things these days. Unfortunately, in all directions. Unfortunately for them, and certainly unfortunately for me, because I need that money.
Yeah.
That's most of my living.
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like it's like what was it? I felt bad saying it, but I was like, was it a friend or girlfriend? But I was like driving, and like, you know, you get to the end of the highway, and there's like a panhandler, you know, And I was like, dude, panhandlers, it's like, I'm not saying it to them and the windows are up, but it's like, panhandling's dead, man. It's like, first off, there was COVID where it's like, people didn't even want to touch, give you a fist bump or anything, and now it's like money exchange, and now it's like, dude, even since COVID, and now everyone's like poor, essentially, grading on a curve, even like the rich douchebags are like probably down to one mansion, and you know what I mean? They're like, and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, guys. Yeah. Everyone's poor, it's crazy. Everyone's tightening their belts, and,
The middle class has been long eradicated in this country, unfortunately. So, that's where we're at. Hopefully there's a way to turn it around.
I don't know if we're all gonna have to have some sort of version of OnlyFans or what, or I don't know.
I think moms of poor people are gonna have to start pulling rich people out of their beds and breaking their heads open like pumpkins in front of their families.
It's kind of like, I only saw it once, like in Dark Knight Rises, the whole like, we're gonna eat the rich, Mr. Wayne, It's like, something's happening.
History says that's where we're heading. It's like every time people do this, they forget how it ends.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People who claim to hate communism are creating the exact conditions that brought a rise to communist dictatorships, which is not good. But this is what causes it.
It feels like everyone's having a bad day, and everyone's having like the unique problems, like everyone's having these moments of like, I feel like I only have this problem, like your zipper breaks, your whatever, your passwords aren't working when they should be, like every little thing, it's just crazy. It's almost like we're in a cosmic reality show box of like, how far can we push people, kind of.
There is the Matrix theory, people that believe it's just a simulation.
I mean, I never thought about that when I was watching the Matrix movies, but yeah, man, it does almost kind of seem like that. It's like, it almost doesn't add up to like, sometimes you're having a crazy day, or you're having like a hard day at work, or your day gig or what have you, and you go outside and you're like, I don't know how there's not fights everywhere. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, like you're having a bad day, there's people who are having it worse, you know what I mean? And like, who've lost all their shit. It's like, how's there not fights everywhere, or in the distance? It feels like...
Yeah, I don't know. I think with the Matrix theory, I think there's a non-zero chance that it's true, but I just don't know what knowing or acknowledging it changes about my life.
Oh yeah, I saw a documentary because I think it was called The Glitch in the Matrix. Maybe that's when I started like, fuck, we might really be in a Matrix. I never thought about it really. It might drive you crazy even, I think it's because I saw like Elon Musk, whatever, was like in part of it. They showed clips of him saying like, there's like a 0% chance, or like a 1 in a gazillion billion chance that we're not in a Matrix or something like that. It's like, whoa, and it's like, and he was even less hated at the time, publicly. But I was like, man, he was like the richest guy, or is he still? I don't know. He was like the top 1 or 2 richest guys in the world. I'm like, if anyone doesn't want to be in a Matrix, it'd be him. You know what I mean? Like he wants to be. This should be reality. He want it to be. So it's like, fuck. If he's saying it, holy shit, It's like.
My girlfriend says that all the time. Anytime there's a weird coincidence, she's like, we're in a Matrix.
Well, for me, like, we're talking about grocery stores before we got on the air here. Like, have you ever been, like, in a grocery store, and, like, you go down an aisle, and there's, like, okay, there's no one on either side of the aisle. Okay, cool. But right where you need to go to get your niche thing, your special garlic or what have you, there's, like, an older lady or someone with their cart to the side, and they're just kind of staring at the wall. I'm like, dude, what are they doing? Like, I just need this one thing, and I'll be on my way. The store's busy, but it's just right here. There's no one else on the other side, but right where I need to go, like a bookmark, they're blocking it. And they're not even necessarily looking at your thing. And it's like, okay, you don't want to be rude and say, hey, excuse me, but it's like, and sometimes it's almost every aisle. I'm like, whoa, this is like a little too much. This is like...
Well, maybe in defense of the zoned out grocery shoppers, I do have a tendency to grocery shop high. So that might be what's going on there.
Okay, maybe that's what's going on. Because there's many a time where I see it, and they're old. I guess people can get high on any walk of life and any age, but it just seems like someone's like staring at the spices, and they're just looking at it as if like you're in a video game, like an old GoldenEye N64, the game, and like they're just like kind of looking at the wall, like they're looking at a painting. I'm like, this doesn't even add up, guys. You guys got to replicate the NPCs better. This is crazy. But yeah, man.
Glitched out, living in the Matrix.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're all in a giant app game or what. what would you think, if it is a Matrix, what do you think it really, what's your, throw out a guess, like throw a dart at the possibilities, what do you think it would be? Not that we'd ever even want to know, because outside this Matrix, maybe it's worse. You know, maybe it's like we're Jabba the Hutt looking things, and we're just, you know what I mean? Imagining this world.
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could just be gaseous nothing.
That it's that we're not us.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, that's an excellent point. That's a fantastic point. I never think of that yet.
Well, I thought about it the other day, like with apps, so many apps, and apps for every freaking thing. You know what I mean? Everything has an app now. It's insane. Like I was thinking, like, what if we're just in an app? Like, you know, like there's all this Instacart and DoorDash. What if those are just characters in some, you know, higher end, like, you know, someone's playing an app game and they're playing Shopper, you know, and if that's you, you're shopping, you know, so you know what I mean? Or like, you know, make your bills work, and they're making it harder and harder and harder, you know, corporate, harder and harder and harder. The harder levels are harder.
That is even more upsetting.
Right, and then COVID was riot mode, you know what I mean? Like in Grand Theft.
Yeah. What if we ourselves are the simulation? What if we're also... Yeah, I didn't even consider that in the Matrix theory.
I didn't even think all the things we were going to talk about. I didn't think we were going to dive into this. That's funny.
It's way more big brain than I'm usually...
Yeah, and what if they need to reboot the graphics? They wanted to use less graphics, so they're like, you know what? We'll do COVID where we have less faces in the game because we'll have masks. Bump. Something the same graphics. And less people walking around on the map. Oh my god, that's crazy.
You're on the system.
It's all a game. I mean, I know we love pop culture, man, and your comedy stage exploits, they take you everywhere around the map. But you went to Las Vegas recently for a different big show, Wrestlemania, and I want to dig into that. I mean, what was it like as a long-term fan going to Wrestlemania?
I was very excited. It's not a thing I ever thought would be a possibility for me in my life, just because the amount of money that would take, I don't have it.
Now more than ever.
And if I had that amount of money, there's like 20 other things I would definitely need to put it first. I had a hookup. Buddy of mine, actually, not from comedy, but the grocery store, my day job, is what provided Wrestlemania for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
The produce manager at the store I work at, his sister works for a casino, and they get comps for big events in Vegas. And he mentioned earlier this year there's a really good chance he could get free tickets to WrestleMania because his sister had tickets to WrestleMania last year because, you know, it's for high rollers and stuff, but fancy people think they're too good for pro wrestling. And
okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Stay in the suite. Let me go watch some wrestling for free. So, yeah, and the trip made a lot of sense for me because one of my best friends in the world lives in Las Vegas, so the tickets were a maybe. So at worst, I was going to watch an indie wrestling event or two and then hang out with, like, just a dear close friend who I'm always happy to see.
Hell yeah.
And I guess the sort of best case scenario was I got to watch both nights of WrestleMania for free in pretty decent seats.
Yeah, ever since they split into 2 nights, I don't know if it was ever since COVID or just right after coincidentally or whatever, but I always wondered.
It was because it kept getting longer and longer. Like, I think there was a WrestleMania that was like 5 hours. Maybe even
I must have saw it, yeah. I've been watching for years. Wow. Huh.
Yeah, and so the 2-night thing I think is absolutely a good idea.
Well, I mean, I wonder, like, do you have any idea if people pay for both nights, or do you get 2 nights, or do you pay for one or the other, I wonder?
You can do it either way. You get the whole package, or you can just go to one night.
Okay.
I feel bad if anyone can only do the first night, because the first night was, I made a little video. I made a reel about it.
Oh, yeah.
We watched what I thought was 30 minutes of commercials. And
bro, yeah. A lot of people are calling it commercial mania. It's crazy, dude. More than ever before. It's crazy. I literally, because I do a thing where I hate that we live in commercial world now. I mean, it's kind of cool because I remember growing up and there'd be commercials and you'd wait until a week between episodes. But it's like, it's so insane when you're paying for streaming, which was supposed to be the cable killer, and you're watching more commercials than ever because, dude, I remember being a teenager and recording stuff either on VCR or a DVR, and like, you'd be able to fast forward the commercials. I think the whole time I watched SmackDown growing up, I don't think I watched commercials unless by choice I fast forwarded. And now it's like I have to watch commercials. So now I have a thing where I mute it at least because it has a little countdown. I'm like, okay, at least there's that. But it's like, dude, we're spending 3 hours instead of just an hour and a half for the content. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I was watching commercials in the stadium.
That's crazy. That's like
People that bought tickets to WrestleMania. When you were watching commercials at home during the broadcast,
on mute.
I was also watching commercials.
So I could at least take a piss. I could like make some more burgers or something really quick and run back. But you were trapped there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, in fact, you got that little timer on the commercial thing that says when no.
1 of 7 or minute 4. Yeah. So it's like, dude, whoa.
No.
That's
the
crazy.
The way I've been describing it is, I had a great time because I didn't pay for it. If I didn't pay for these tickets, I'd be distraught.
Yeah. And you're probably still annoyed, but yeah, at least you weren't. You're like, okay. You probably told yourself each time for solace, like, I didn't pay for it. All good.
It's okay because it was free. That's the only reason it was okay. Oh, I'm never paying for a TKO event, be it pay-per-view or live.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway from that.
I'm there too. Yeah, and I think Wrestlemania was the final straw for me too, even though I just watched it, and it's so bad. It's almost like
my heart goes out to anyone who paid to go to Wrestlemania because it's a destination event. I talked about this on another friend's podcast. It's a destination event. It's not just Wrestlemania tickets. The seats I were in, and you can scalp them for way cheaper. But if someone bought them right when they went on sale, the seats I were in were worth $1,000. And then you got to travel to Vegas, and then you got to put yourself up. Not everyone has a best friend in the city with a spare room that'll take care of them and feed them. You got to feed yourself while you're out there. Like, I got in and out of the weekend. You know what the highlight of the weekend is for me? I got in and out of the weekend of spending only $100, and half of that was the cab I took from the airport to my friend's house. Yeah. And $20 of that was the 20 that I threw in to the Wheel of Fortune slot machine by the Portland gate, because I've always done that. Because I always throw 20 into that machine.
Oh yeah. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, there's the final straw too. Because I've been to like, I'm a Portland boy too. So, and when I lived in LA for acting, I don't think I ever went to an event there. I think we filmed like a pilot at the Staples, but I remember the Rose Garden, now the Moda Center. But I went to I can't remember what WWE wasn't in town for a while. I think they had some sort of weird rules about when they weren't saying it was scripted or something. But when they came back, I went to the first Raw house show and SmackDown house show where I saw Brock versus John Cena, and it was booked as Chris Benoit versus Brock, but John Cena, the up and comer Doctor of Thugonomics, was there. I'm like, oh, and then later we find out what happened with Chris Benoit, but it's like, oh shit, but it was probably the precursor to that. But at the time, John Cena was kind of up and coming. Kind of like LA Knight now, levels of fame, So it made sense enough. I was like, okay, I wonder what happened to Chris Benoit. But, and I went to currently I'm kind of proud still, and now I'm not going to pay TKO like you said, but the only and first WWE pay-per-view in Portland, was Unforgiven with Kane and on the chairs that I got front row. So yeah, but and so tickets are through the roof now. I remember waiting in line at night. It was kind of cool with the camaraderie of the fans, getting tickets, waiting up all night,
Yeah.
We're not all lucky like green shirt guy, but yeah.
Yeah, that guy's an anomaly.
I don't know if I want to know, because it might piss me off if I find he's some sort of crazy evil douchebag. But yeah, I've heard different things though.
Type situation.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of money to burn.
But it's like,
for sure.
Well, one thing I don't get about him is, I love wrestling. But sometimes it gets repetitive and tedious, and like you're going to all those shows, some of them have to feel like a rerun, especially if like not a lot happens on a certain episode. You're like, you flew, you're in line, you're like waiting behind people. There might be some annoying fans, parking. It's like, unless he's literally making buco dinero just going, which I guess he is with social media views, maybe now but he's been doing that since before social media was so huge. So it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like,
I actually just heard about Green Shirt Guy from my friend who got me the tickets.
Oh, you didn't know about him before, or you heard the details about him, right?
No, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know.
Well, I just noticed him one day because you're like, okay, yeah, but he's literally there, like, every event, the same exact seats. I'm like, huh. I just figured he's like the brother of a cameraman or something, because it's like, that's crazy.
Maybe he's got a hookup.
He has to something.
The last WWE event, if you don't count NXT. I went to an NXT in the mid 2010s. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was when Finn Balor was still in NXT too.
I'm still so pissed about them cutting I mean, he's kind of coming up again, but like, cause yeah, Murray was the first Universal Champion, and then he got injured, and then they didn't put him back in the main event after that. Really, like it was just like, oh, now you're eventually Judgment Day, but it's like when Seth Rollins or Braun Breaker gets injured, they get back in the fucking front row. You know, the storyline. It's kind of weird.
That was supposed to be what established that title run.
Yeah.
Supposed to be what established Finn as a main eventer. And also, that was back when it was Vince booking. So there's no consistency to that shit whatsoever. And
I feel like H should be a Finn Balor guy. Maybe he's not, though. But yeah. Well, that's TKO, but I don't know what.
But yeah, TKO's got their fingers in the pie.
Dude, Triple H has to be so miserable, like a middle manager at a grocery store who's just like in between the abuse. You know what I mean? Like he has to set the rules to the guys below. And he's not doing any of the shots, and yeah.
But at the same time, like, Hunter's booking hasn't held up over the last year. Like, I only started brushing up on what's going on with WWE because I knew I was going to Wrestlemania a month ago.
Oh, yeah? Were you not quite watching, or you mean like you were watching but not looking behind the scenes stuff?
I haven't enjoyed the product, the storylines. It feels a lot like mid-2010s Vince shit, where nothing's consistent.
Yeah, and you want, as a fan, you want it to be good, and you almost look into it to be better than it is a lot of the time, you know? Yeah. It's weird.
You got these garbage builds, and then, like, I really, really like so many people that they have on the roster. Like, I think, for me, the women's division was the most of my interest for the last year.
For a long time.
Like, carrying it for me.
Maybe still,
I'm a big Io Sky fan.
Yeah. I do her little dance thing.
Charlotte Alexa pairing has been so fun for me. It's fun to see Charlotte be able to be likable and have fun with a crowd instead of just have to grit her teeth through the shit booking that made people hate her so much.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff happening in the women's division, and then like everything else has just seemed like a mess. The injuries, I understand. Yeah. I've been mostly, and also I don't have a lot of time. Mm-hmm. There's like 40 hours of wrestling a week you gotta watch.
Oh, I know. I don't watch. I feel bad I don't watch SmackDown because it's just not on any of my streaming platforms. Otherwise, I would. You know, it's like making everything so hard to watch. It's just on cable, so I get the highlights of that. Even though I like a lot of those wrestlers like Drew and everybody.
Yeah, no. I've been mostly watching AEW all year. Like I catch, I catch 2 out of 3 AEW Dynamites, and other than that, I keep up with storylines. I watch Collision once a month.
I should probably. I mean, but a lot like you said, timing and everything. So I catch AEW on online, TikToks or whatever the algorithm shows me. But then I did go with a friend to They had one at the Moda Center. I feel like it was a pay-per-view. It was a special event. AEW Summer Blockbuster. I went to that. That was tight. And the seats were bad. We were like 3 rows back, and it was like, I don't know. I feel like I paid $50. It was less than 100. Maybe it was 100, but it wasn't 1,000. You know what I mean? Got MJF, Tony Storm.
Oh no, that was last year. It was last year.
Yeah, it was probably 4 or 6 months ago. But I mean, there was formerly Sasha Banks. What is she? Michelle Monet, I want to say. Monet's the CEO. Mercedes Monet, yeah. I mean, there's so many. MJF. I saw Kenny Omega for the first time ever. I mean, I knew him before, but I never saw him live before. That was sick. It was tight. It was really long. I think what they did was, they did a Dynamite or one of their shows. One of their shows and the pay-per-view.
And then they tape a Ring of Honor.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's probably what it was. So it was definitely AEW Summer Blockbuster was the event, the big, I want to say it was like a pay-per-view or whatever their thing is. It's like a pay-per-view nowadays, whatever they call pay-per-views nowadays. But then they had something else on the front of it. Maybe
a live event, I think, is WWE's thing. I think they should call it pay-per-view again. Oh, sorry. Getting yelled at. I woke up too early today.
But it was tight. I mean, and we were really close to the front stage, so the pyro was like hot. We're like, "Whoa, it's gonna burn me!" It was great though. I was like, "Fuck, this is tight." But yeah, AEW.
I got to sit.
You what?
I got to sit front row at a Raw a couple years ago, again with the hookup. That was like 2017, I think, actually, 16 or 17. but that was crazy.
Yeah, it's you know what's funny? It's like it's almost like you got to go front row, or close to front row, but essentially you got to go front row, or it's almost not worth it because it's such a different experience. It's like when you're front row or really close to front row, it's like wow, it's like oh my gosh, it's like what everyone kind of thinks it'll be. But then when I went to one WrestleMania, I keep forgetting I went to a WrestleMania. It was when they were before they came back to Portland, but they were in Seattle. So the one where Brock fought Kurt Angle and we had the rollin' intro for Undertaker.
Oh, I watched that at a buddy's house.
Yeah, but it was like nosebleed seats, but it was still decent. But it's I keep almost forgetting I went to WrestleMania because, you're looking up at the little screen and then you kept looking down at them and they were like ants or, smaller than action figures. So it's like, it's fun and cool, but it was kind of like, you almost forget you went until you see the little video packages of like WrestleManias through the years they show and you're like, oh, I went to that. And you're like, kinda, you know what I mean? Because like the Raw I went to front row and Unforgiven with oh, what funny story! You know how they make fun of Shawn Michaels with his wobbly eye? It was from that Portland, Oregon experience for him at Unforgiven with Kane because they said he had that Kane match at Unforgiven. I was like, holy shit, that's where I went. And he had the what do they call it? The Crimson Mask where his face was full of blood back when they cut themselves still. So it's like, that was a good pair. I should look that up again, but. Yeah, and again, Chris Benoit. I think he teamed with William Regal versus Evolution at the time, so that was a good pay-per-view.
that's way back in the day.
Yeah, Unforgiven. I had a Triple H shirt. I do remember I locked eyes with Triple H because he was a super heel at the time, and I didn't think he was gonna. I mean, he did bury Randy Orton slightly because Randy Orton literally just won the title from Benoit, his first world championship, the youngest world champion, right? And he's facing Triple H, and he got kicked out of Evolution. He was the good guy for the first time, Randy Orton. And then, so of course he's going to keep the title, right? But no, Triple H beat him. And I had my Triple H shirt because I was a big Triple H mark, but I still didn't think Randy Orton was going to lose, So I was the only one cheering for him, I felt like. And we locked eyes when he pinned him. I was like, yeah! So that was cool. But yeah. Wrestling Brotherhood. I dig it. But yeah, TKO. It's insane. You almost can't support it. And breaking news I got today, right before we got you on the line, at least breaking news to me. Yes! I think maybe that happened yesterday or something like that, but they gave me a card. I was like, what? Kyrie Singh, which I really can't believe, and Aleister Black and his wife, I'm losing it. Selena Vega, because I haven't watched SmackDown for us. Yeah, it's like, whoa. They just brought him back, and her back, right? I mean, I saw her for a bit before he came back.
I'm super irked about Kyrie because
dude, I love Kyrie. I mean,
Asuka,
yes.
I think clearly
they're building a thing where Kyrie was going to turn.
In the world, I love watching them perform.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's one of my favorites. The storyline's not going to be resolved.
Yeah.
It's all so irritating.
That's insane. You almost think she'd be safe at the very least just because of the storyline. Even though, she was the lowest on the totem pole, I guess, because, Asuka's assistant. But she was going to turn on her and blow up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or join Io. And with Rhea on...
She's a beast in the ring.
Yeah.
They're all killed. I think the system in Japan really, for the women, really just churns out phenomenal wrestlers.
I see it. Yeah.
Because, even when you go over to AEW, I don't think I've seen a Japanese woman that isn't just dope in the ring in a very long time.
And I love her unique character. What is it? It's like a pirate. It's like an anime pirate kind of. It's like, whoa, when she gets her own intro, not just Kabuki Warriors, which still has it, but But yeah, so what are they fucking gonna do? Are they just gonna have Asuka now with her little, vignettes with not Kyrie next to her saying EO, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Or is she gonna mention that she had to get rid of the weak link Kyrie, or are they not even going to mention her? It's just crazy.
I mean, they didn't even have EO in this year's Mania.
Oh, yeah? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Kyrie wasn't running down. I know EO...
She didn't have a match.
Oh, yeah.
No.
She just came out and hugged Rhea, right? That's right. She came out and
did a run-in for Rhea's match, which, better than nothing. I was thrilled I got to see her one thing live, but, I was, again, irked. Super irked.
So Io's got to be heartbroken as Asuka, and that's nuts, man.
Real unfortunate. Yeah, and so I hope. I don't know. I hope she goes somewhere and gets her stock up. I don't like when people go straight from AEW straight from WWE to AEW.
No.
Especially because usually they go from WWE because WWE wasn't booking them well. So I like them to go somewhere and kind of shake off that energy in between
Oh, okay.
promotions. Yeah, like I like to see her go somewhere maybe to Japan or even, well, I guess AAA's out of the question.
Oh yeah, they're WWE. I'm sure they're TKO owned now, right? Or at least have a partnership. I mean, yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't like when they go straight from one to another. I like when there's a middle point. I like when you're able to forget. Like Killer Cross hasn't been in WWE for months. I think that's kind of like the good space I would like to where like I like to see him pop up and wreck shop in AEW right now.
Yeah. Oh, he's kind of doing indies or laying low?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's doing indies, he's doing his thing.
And his wife, are they still a team during that or no?
Yeah, as far as I know, I haven't seen a match. I just follow him on social media. He just posted a post-match promo he did about Zilla Fatu, giving him props.
At least there's social media, because I remember Zack Ryder was the first one to kind of do that at all. It was like whoa, it was almost like Howard Stern back in the day when he blew up. But I mean, now at least people can do that, and.
Yeah, he's the one that as a wrestler, he was the first one that got himself over in his own way, and oh boy, was he punished for it.
Oh yeah. I feel like John Cena, who knows, maybe I'm making up that in my mind, as we kind of, as fans try to make sense of it all. But like, I feel like he might have went to bat for him, because I remember he was supporting him, but I don't know if he was just scripted to, straight up or not, if he fought for it with Vince, and hey guys, let's do this where Zack Ryder's finally, US champ or whatever. I know, didn't they bring his internet title onto the show?
He got run off TV by getting shoved off the stage in a wheelchair by Katie.
Oh, God, yeah.
It was absolutely brutal. Complete burial. Actually, I wasn't even watching back then. I just know it because I watched 100 videos on it.
Yeah.
Especially when he rose up on the Indies as the king of the Indies. It gets mentioned all the time. Do you watch Chris Van Vliet?
No. What's that? Who's that?
He's an interviewer. He does really great long form interviews with wrestlers. Like
does he kind of look like that old ring announcer? He has black hair and I think I've seen a lot of his stuff on the algorithm, just popping up. He gets a lot of wrestling interviews, right? Is there like a black t-shirt?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
oh, okay. I think I'm for sure, yeah.
Go look at the dude.
Yeah, black hair.
How did I get, what wrestler were we talking about?
Matt Cardona?
Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Cardona's interview with him is great. He talks about his journey on the Indies and what he was
I'll check it out. Yeah, the last one I saw of him was with Kairi Singh, I want to say.
I'd love to see Kairi. Then again, man, Kairi's got juice right now, though. I take it back. I take back what I said. I'd love to see Kairi go straight to AEW. if they booked her to the moon, though. Like, I want her to just...
Oh, I'm sure they would right now if they did.
Tony Storm's going to be out for a while.
Oh,
She's
really?
pregnant.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I like Tekla a lot, but I like Tekla a lot.
She's the spider, right?
Yeah.
I saw her. I didn't know about her. I saw her at AEW Summer Blockbuster. I was Insta fan.
And plus, Kairi's finisher is I think it's one of the best finishers in wrestling right now.
Is that where she does the salute?
Elbow.
Yeah, does the salute elbow? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Poor Kairi.
I just try not to think about what it's definitely doing to her body. That's a thing that's happened to me in old age. Is that I still love wrestling. Like hardcore wrestling is I rarely watch hardcore wrestling. It's hard for me to get into because all I see is, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's all damaging.
Yeah.
Hardcore wrestling takes the mask off of the damage, and I have to
You're watching these poor guys in their backyard wrestling, and like, oh man, now their big event is in the back of a Kroger, and they're like, jumping off a fucking pallet. You're like, no, dude, fuck.
So it's not even that it's so
I'm
hard
glad
to
you won, but
it takes away the illusion. Hardcore wrestling doesn't allow me to lie to myself about how much these people are hurting themselves for my entertainment. It makes me own up to that. And that's my issue with hardcore
like, bro, those are real cinder blocks. What are you doing? Those aren't the breakaway ones. What are you fucking doing, guys?
Hardcore wrestling isn't the problem. I'm the problem.
I don't need this hippo hardware match where you're throwing people through toilets. Those are real fucking toilets. Oh, man. That's just insane, yeah.
I didn't get to see it. My buddy the night before WrestleMania. I wish I'd have gone to that. I think it was he said it. The indie show we went to before WrestleMania was a better show than WrestleMania. But it was wacky. Sandman had his retirement match against the Invisible Man. So
like
nobody was in the ring.
Oh my god, that's
Sandman.
funny.
And on top of that, Mick Foley did a run-in.
Got knocked out by the Sandman, or did something
Sandman? Invisible Man did a run-in. So it was Mick Foley doing a mandible claw on Nothing, and then Nothing also does a run-in, and I should have went to that.
That's what we should do.
Going to a WrestleMania,
I
would suggest you go to wherever the WrestleMania is happening and go to one of the indie events around it. Though WrestleMania is, depending on the situation in the Middle East next WrestleMania season, WrestleManias are supposedly going to be in Saudi Arabia going forward.
Wait. Like all WrestleManias? You mean?
I think at least the next two.
Oh my god. That's going to piss off so many people.
Yeah, but that's where the money is.
I heard that the next one was going to be, or probably going to be, and then we had whatever was going on with the war, or the non-war, whatever the fuck they call it. But it's like, so it's probably, I don't know. Huh. That's just crazy. I just hope TKO doesn't just sell WWE, like off, since they have total control. It's crazy.
That's what corporations do.
Yeah, who would ever think that this dream job,
juke those numbers and then sell it for a profit.
Who would ever think this dream job of wrestling would become like so corporate? Before we had it was corporate, but it was almost making fun of it with Vince and the corporation, but it's like, it's just crazy. It's like you're in a wrestling thing, you're gonna get called up to HR. You know what I mean? Like, well, you did this. Adam, did you say this? Or did you know what I mean? Like, what? And this is your verbal. This is your write-up. You're fired. What? Something like that. It's just crazy. Oh, man. Oh, one thing.
The weekend was, like I said, the only reason I had fun is because I didn't pay for it. I don't think you could pay for a TKO event without feeling ripped off. Watching commercials at a live event, watching that many commercials at a live event.
I'm trying to remember, because I've been to Raws, I've been to the pay-per-view. I feel like there might have been maybe, this is back in the day, like early 2000s, mid-2000s maybe, but I feel like, they had you saw the little video package that you'd hear on the show, but it might have been muted, or maybe it was this volume was up. But then I feel like they showed a commercial and it was muted. You're like, oh, it's a commercial for whatever, Lipton iced tea, maybe, but it was one, or maybe not even that. Because I was never pissed.
There were less video packages
Back in the day, or
no?
Oh, this year.
This past WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, because it was all commercials. Yeah.
Every match gets a big video package because it's fucking WrestleMania.
Can you imagine?
They're trying to make it a big deal. Don't go back and watch it. But. Yeah. There were way less video packages, and the video packages a lot. Yeah, there should have been one for every match, and there was. Yeah, man, it's you familiar with the term shitification?
No, what is it?
It's in recent years. It's what happens when corporations take something over. So, it gets worse for everybody except the person collecting the money. The workers have a worse time, because they're being treated worse and they're getting paid less. The product itself gets worse because they're cutting corners and trying to do as little as possible. And the customer is getting a worse experience because one, they're buying a worse product. Two, they're not getting proper customer service. And it's shitification is just when everything gets worse in the name of cutting corners. So the people or people up top can just siphon more money. It's corporate shit.
It feels like you're working for WWE in a way, you know what I mean? Or TKO, I guess. You know what I mean? Because you're watching these commercials like, what the fuck? My time? It's like, am I off work yet? Is it my break yet? It's just crazy. It's like, when's the match?
Well, that's what's happened with WWE since TKO bought it. There was that great period where, and also the last great WrestleMania, the Cody, Cody went over Roman.
Yeah.
They lucked out on that. they were trying to kill that storyline and make
Oh,
us
yeah.
watch The Rock.
Yeah, the bloodline
Yeah, we just watched
match.
The Rock and Roman and just throw the whole storyline out the window.
After he won the Rumble, I want to say, right? After he, like, literally had it set up, right? Story-wise. And all of a sudden, no,
Yeah,
what?
Cody. Yeah, so...
What did they want Cody to do if they did do that? What do you think their plan was? Did you know? Like, was it, you're just going to face Drew? Or, I mean, did they have a backup already kind of mentioned-ish?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
I had a fantasy booking idea where Cody was going to face Rollins because Rollins had the other title belt.
Oh, so they might have unified or just had a match.
And
What
I thought would have been cool to do with that situation, because I thought it was going to go forward like that, so I was like, did fantasy booking in my head, like, how can I still enjoy this storyline?
Yeah.
I thought it would have been cool to have Cody beat Rollins for that title, because Roman's wins were all dirty for years. Most of the Roman's bloodline wins were dirty.
Yeah.
And major pay-per-view events leading interference, and I thought it would have been cool to have Cody win Rollins' title, and then every time Roman has a challenger and he has to beat him dirty, Cody goes back and challenges the challenger and wrestles him in a clean match. And then it gets to the point where when someone's about to challenge Reigns for the title, Cody basically takes the shine off of Roman's title, because Roman's title all has dirty wins, and Cody's basically like, you can fight him and his cousins and everybody, or you can come fight me in a real title match where it'll just be us mano-a-mano, one-on-one. No bullshit. And I thought that would have been a cool storyline to build, to where Roman then wants to chase Cody, because Cody has taken the prestige away from Roman's belt. But that was just a little, what I thought would be the cool idea. What they did with The Rock was better. Also, it was real great seeing a heel Rock after all these years.
Oh, Final Boss, that was great. It felt like Mortal Kombat, or it felt like something crazy. Like, all right, you know?
Yeah, that character. Plus, it really fit in when you pay attention to all the behind the scenes. But even that went sideways, because The Rock started doing wacky stuff. He messed up the Cena heel turn.
Oh, yeah. First off, he went, I don't know if he was having a midlife crisis for sure, and testosterone, steroids up the wazoo affected his brain, because it was wild when he was saying, he was whipping Cody with a belt, like, whoa, I mean, this is definitely not PG, right, to quote, R-Truth. And then someone was wearing the cowboy hat, and on TikTok saying, hey, bitch, I'm your daddy, and it's like, well, this is crazy, but alright, Rock, I'm here for it, this is next level. And then, he was doing the Shang Tsung thing with Cena, like saying, or to Cody, I want your soul. And Cena, I have your soul. And Cena went even like, whoa, and that was crazy. It was going to be great. The Rock and Cena, who of course hated each other for real for a bit, and the once in a lifetime, 3 times, whatever, mind you. It's going to be great. Oh my God, the Cena Rock thing. Does Rock have his soul? Because Cena's acting weird. Is it almost like an Undertaker supernatural thing, or just evil sellout or a combo? And then Rock just disappears, and we have what? The rapper come out. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, it's like,
yeah, you just gotta pick up the pieces after. Yeah, that was so brutal.
That made no sense. I mean, any idea why The Rock quit? I mean, that makes no sense. He just has a respect for his bloodline, no pun intended. He should have, like, done something, at least an episode where he writes it off or something. He just was gone.
He just got busy.
But I mean, they should have done something. I mean, there wasn't even like an Instagram post from him on a private jet saying, "No, I don't care, bitches," or, you know what I mean? Even, I'm Final Boss out or something. It was nothing. And then John Cena's just saying, "I've always hated you," type shit. Like, okay, that's kind of a weak heel turn, and he's still heel, okay. And then all of a sudden, on a SmackDown or whatever, he's like good again right before a pay-per-view. Like, okay, and it's a good guy Cena going into his retirement match. I'm like, they really ruined Cena's retirement storyline wise for sure. But,
yeah, there were a lot of pieces of Cena's heel run that I enjoyed, but I think overall they really dropped the ball with what could have been.
I'm gonna ruin wrestling and so much shit. And then all of a sudden, like, I didn't even watch that SmackDown, but I saw the highlights, and it's like, he's just good again on whatever that Peacock pay-per-view was. He's just good again, happy John Cena running in. You know, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
After he did so much horrible stuff to finally make you kind of hate him, but not really, you know? Okay.
You know the best part of it for me? It looked like Cena was having a lot of fun during it, and that's what I liked about it. I was like, look at him. Look at that guy. Look at him rolling around in the dirt, having a good time.
It just sucks. It just sucks when you as a fan have to fill in the blanks to make the storylines make sense sometimes. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, now more than ever, maybe. Like, you're writing in your mind. It's like crazy, so you're not...
And AEW is guilty of that too. AEW has like weird, the character alignment in AEW is always shifting, like with seemingly little to no rhyme or reason.
Oh,
but
really?
I Yeah, I just feel like the overall product, the show itself, is better. It's closer to coherence. It's less disrespectful to my intelligence as an audience member.
Okay.
That is how I feel about AEW versus WWE. Not as like a tribalist, one's better than the other. It's like that's why I consume one product right now, and I'm not consuming another, because that one is the superior product.
AEW really might have a shot at winning the, I don't know, whatever Night Wars. I don't know if you just call it the streaming wrestling wars, or if you call it the Monday Night Wars, whatever the... Eventually,
I don't know about
if they keep the quality
I think
enough.
WWE is almost too big to be taken down at this point. Again, because like they don't even really need their audience. They got all this Saudi money coming in.
Oh yeah, isn't that crazy? But
that's enough to sustain the company. We can all stop watching it tomorrow, and the Saudi money, I think, will keep it alive. But yeah, AEW just does a better job right now. I'd love it if they both did a great job. And there was a time where that was the dilemma for me. I was like, man, when the Bloodline story was popping, I was like, man, there's so much good wrestling on right now.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to consume it all.
Was there ever a time where you kind of quit watching wrestling for any reason, or no? Briefly, even, or?
Yeah, I've had
definitely drop off.
Where I just kind of lost interest.
I mean, it was such an institution. The only time I quit for a while, and it wasn't even like, was during COVID, just because there was a thing where, like, okay, at first I was interested, like, okay, and then I'm watching it and kind of like, you know, fantasy booking like you, where it's like, guys, you could do this better. Don't keep showing the empty chairs and have Stone Cold being kind of sad. Hey guys, know what I mean? And cut into it for comedy, because AEW was even doing it better, where they just zoomed into the Titantron. I'm like, guys, you perform, you have these show the Titantron, fill the screen with it, be to the ramp, almost like you're just there, but you don't. WWE kept, like, you know, having spotlights on the empty seats. It was kind of just weird and depressing and almost kind of sad, you know? And so after a while, I'm like, I was bored on one, I didn't finish watching it, and then so I kind of stopped watching it. And then after a while, I'm like, wow, I'm not watching WWE anymore. And then I saw the Bloodline stuff, like, in the algorithm, you know, on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, and the Sami Zayn thing was funny. And then I finally got into it because I had Peacock for, like, Saturday Night Live and stuff. I'm like, I'll watch this pay-per-view, and they were kind of back. It was after the Thunderdome, or whatever they called that thing, when audience were back finally. Yeah, so I finally got back into it with that. I'm like, all right, and you know, got a lady friend into it that way.
I fell off for a lot of the Thunderdome era. I got reinterested with the Roman and Jey Uso, and they
not feeling Usi.
They took advantage of like the intimacy of it, so it allowed Roman to really like use his acting chops. The cage match, was it a cage match? I think it was a cage match. The one where he chokes out Jimmy and he's crying during the match. That was great for me. I thought that was awesome. And but like before that I fell off a bit, and like I've been watching pretty consistently since around 2014. I stopped watching for a while in the 2010s just because actually my interest switched to MMA. From like because my brother also was really into MMA and I liked enjoying that with him. And actually the early 2000s, the big MMA boom when UFC solidified itself with the Ultimate Fighter and stuff, and that was kind of when my interest shifted from pro wrestling to MMA. And then when I started comedy, actually a bunch of the people I fell in with, like my early comedy homies that I came up with, a bunch of them were really into wrestling, and so like we connected on that. That's how I got back into wrestling around like 2014, I'd say. And like it's been a very large part of my media consumption ever since then.
Yeah, it's like an institution. It's a male soap opera, and you know, But it's just sad when like you have to like when they're making you like really struggle as a fan, like you guys want to keep this an addiction, right? What the hell, guys?
Yeah, like I said, the incentivization. They're trying to squeeze all the money out of it without any mind to the product that they're giving.
I wonder what next will be the next push for the will I or other fans will have to like kind of like fill in the blanks. Imagine ways. Like I remember one thing when I first got into WWE, or FE, whatever it was at the time. To keep it real for me, I'd imagine like all the wrestlers had like a chip in their ring gear, or almost like a Fitbit that activated, you know, the entrance music when they ran to the ring. Otherwise, it made no sense to me, because I'm like, when Test or Kurt Angle did a really quick run-in sneak attack, there's like no way that was like, gasp, you know, scheduled, right? You know, when someone runs in to hit us, you know, Triple H runs with a sledgehammer really fast, or someone out of the ring and their music hit, like, well, what? Is this scheduled?
Oh, yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, they have one of those chips in them, they're like a Fitbit or like, or something.
Music announcing the run-in has always been a massive
Yeah.
plot hole. That's crazy. I guess one of the ways you can do it is like the wrestlers running by the gorilla position.
Yeah.
So whoever in charge is like, we can't stop this guy. Play the music.
Yeah, that's what I did in my mind, because I think at the time I never had the figures, but there's those figures where you like put their thing in, the chip would make their music hit on the action figures. I was like, they're either wearing in their ring gear or like a Fitbit type thing, and they run past the walkway and a sensor sets off their music or something. Because I'm like, well, what the hell? You know, or something like that. And they're all back there. They're all back there together waiting in line as well. Like, well, you hate each other. Why aren't you killing each other in the hall?
Yeah, you just gotta push that out. That's where,
Yeah.
That's where
Well, that was one of the things I filled in the
plausible
blanks
deniability
imagination-wise.
comes in.
Yeah. Did you ever do like a lot of fans where they, I feel like this was universal from like being in like high school, or even like you're watching a pay-per-view at a bar, where everyone kind of makes the wrestler someone else at times, like, oh, Batista's Bane, Triple H is Thor, Rey Mysterio is Spider-Man, fading
No.
Oh, no?
I've never done that.
Or like a...
Like, okay, if the Avengers were wrestlers, well, hell, now wrestlers are Street Fighter characters, literally.
Dude, yeah, I
So
mean,
guess
you can almost,
it's-
well, yeah, but you can almost see the health bar above them, where they're getting more and more tired, or like, oh, they're going to do their finisher, they're going to do their fatality, they got the power up, you know, or something like that, you know.
Oh, yeah, I love that, why the hell can't I remember his name? Part of the New Day. Xavier
Woods, yeah.
Woods. I love that he calls his finisher the Limit Break. Did you play Final Fantasy?
No, I may know of it, but I know he's a huge
Also a
gamer.
little older than you.
Up,
Yeah,
down,
that
down.
That was like the big special move in Final Fantasy, is your Limit Break. When you take so much damage, you can do your Limit Break. So when he called his finisher the Limit Break as a reference to that. I'm like, oh, that's dope. I like that.
I love Xavier Woods in the fact that he's great, but he's like such a geek. Like his ring gear, and you can tell in the New Day all dressed like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, or Power Rangers. You're like, that's so Woods. Woods is making them do that, or asking them to do that. And maybe Kofi agrees with it, but 100%. But yeah, Xavier Woods seems like he's a real pop culture dude.
I was talking with, it was the other podcast I did about it, and someone said that they thought the New Day would be a good next year for Obafemi, and I thought I thought it was a brilliant idea. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out, like, who would be a good shoot for Obafemi. Because one, I'd love to see more of the New Day on TV, and two, they're jumping him, but he still is like overcoming them.
Oh, easily,
so
yeah.
There's that.
Catching Woods.
There's the angle that it could be out of Kofi's jealousy, because Brock is the one that like really
Yeah.
took Kofi out of the main event
Yeah.
with that fucking squash match. Dude, I was so nervous they were going to let Brock squash Obafemi.
Oh, you were? I thought he was going to for sure, but okay.
Because I got freaking
That'd
Kofi
be horrible.
Kingston trauma, and I got
Oh, my
Triple
God.
H booking against the black guy in WrestleMania.
Bro, yeah, dude, I love Triple H. He got me first into wrestling in a way. Like he was my first favorite wrestler, because I remember I was doing homework, and I just needed something on in the background, and like Raw or SmackDown was like 2 hours at the time, and so I'll have it on the background. I wasn't like crazy into it at the time, and then like I just got into it. Like I remember like when Bubba like threw Mae Young through the table, I was like, this shit's serious. When he had the crazy eyes, like this is real drama. It's fun. And then Triple H, he was like my favorite first wrestler. When you say who's your favorite wrestler, because he had at the Titantron to be on the top before he did his spit. I was like, dude, he looks like a straight up He-Man action figure from when I was a kid. He was like, you can do that? And he got me into working out even because of that. But yeah, I was pissed that he beat Booker T. Because I was like, bro, you're doing any kind of racial undertones, or maybe not even that racial. Not even kind of blatant.
You're supposed to let...
Yeah, Booker T got to win. And Triple H won. I was like, bro, that's not cool, bro. Like, I was at that one. I think that was the Seattle one. Yeah.
I really like a video essayist named Lil Bill on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I heard him, because he released a video comparing CM Punk to Gavin Newsom.
Oh, yeah?
Highly recommend.
Okay, back it up.
Recommend.
Yeah.
It's like an hour-long video, by Lil Bill on YouTube. He's one of my favorite content creators, and he calls Triple H Triple K.
Bro, I see a lot of people calling that in the comments. Yeah, I see that a lot. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't know if I could support it. I don't know. I don't know if he's... there's no acceptable racism, but you know, some people say, oh, he's like your old grandpa race. It was a different time. It's like, dude, Triple H ain't that old. I know he's looking older now, but
Oh, yeah, he's not that old.
he's not that old. You know, it's not like he's from like some old time where he had to be racist or his dad was gonna beat him or something. Not that would even be acceptable, mind you. But it's like, bruh. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Dude, remember the black? I didn't see this. I wasn't watching at the time, but I remember seeing it on video or well, digital or whatever. But DX with the blackface, like what the fuck, bro? I mean, I'm sure you saw that, right? Where they were making fun of Nation of Domination.
I actually saw Mark Henry doing an interview about that. And so X-Pac had no idea about the context and meaning of that. And he said X-Pac cried when he found out, and he felt so bad.
Oh, okay.
He was like, dude, no, I'm not like that, please. I mean, he's made that Tupac. It's it's ignorant.
Yeah.
But it seems like X-Pac
is still a
good dude, and he regrets that. So, yeah.
Well, you know, one night in China can
It's crazy that I, as a teenager, watched that and I was like, that's awesome and funny. Because
I mean, they were making fun of it. There's the angle they're making fun of it, and they're, you know, they're dressing up as, but it's bad. They were adults, you know, they knew better than us at the time. Like, come on, guys.
It's good. People complain about wokeness all the time. Less blackface in pro wrestling is one of the minimal upsides of the more politically minded version. Hey Kevin, I'm sorry to cut you short, man, but I gotta run and do something with my partner real quick.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. Oh yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, we're taking up enough of your time, and thanks for sharing more of you. Before you go, where can people find more of you in the immediate future?
At ADMPASI on Instagram. Check out at Topic Thunder PDX on Instagram. You can see the news jokes that we've been writing with visual aids. It's a fun time. And the season finale before our summer break of Topic Thunder is May 27th at Siren Theater, and I actually, during this phone call, I had the message pop up. Our headliner is confirmed to be Nathan Brannon.
Woo!
Who's Portland comedy royalty, my OG, one of the people I've looked up to the most in Portland comedy. And so, yeah, go to at Topic Thunder PDX, and if you message me, I'll give you a half-off code for that Topic Thunder season finale event.
When's that at?
May 27th, Siren Theater.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Is that a Saturday night or
it's a Wednesday?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
7 p.m. on a Wednesday. We'll get you home in time for a decent school night.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks again, man.
And yeah, good talking to you, bro. Good talking to you again. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks again for having so much fun with us again, and have fun with the partner and all that jazz.
All right, man. Peace. Take care.
Late, man. Thanks again. Night. And that was comedian Adam Pasi. And if you can't get enough of the vitamin A fix, again, go and find him on Instagram under Adam P-A-S-I, Adam Pasi on Insta. Well, I just got handed this, guys. It's with a heavy heart that I share this episode of that Cav 1 show. It's dedicated to actor Patrick Muldoon. Night. Rep the brand as behind-the-scenes film talk, positive vibes, and discovering what the human condition is all about as nonstop creativity guides us on and on and on with that Kev One Show merchandise. Now for sale at thatkev1show.etsy.com. That Kev One Show, spelled of course that K-E-V number 1 N show. Hey, you're a fan. You want to rep it. You know how to spell it. So get it today and glow with us.
This portion of that Kev One Show is supported by Bohemian Dream Gifts, made with organic and natural oils that nourish and hydrate your skin. Man, I don't know if it's the weather outside or the gym that was killing my skin, because my right elbow on the, it itched like the Dickens, like I was becoming like the lizard from Marvel Comics. I think it's that machine where you put your elbow in and do the lifts, for the bicep. But I was itching my skin like crazy during, well, I won't say who because I don't want them associated with rough skin, with one of our guests here in the near future here. But my right elbow was getting ashy and coming up, getting red and irritated. Anyway, I used some of the promotional cookie dough body oil from Bohemian Dream Gifts that they gave us, and my skin, I'm not kidding, came back. I can vouch for that one. The cookie dough oil baby body oil, the cookie dough body oil brought my skin back to life like an Evanescence song. I'm not kidding. My skin is smooth and happy again. 100%. You can buy cookie dough oil on Etsy at the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop. Check out their other stuff as well, but that's one that I swear by now. And as soon as my promotional one runs out, I'm going to order some myself. So go to Etsy and visit the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop today.
What's better than your favorite talk show? Well, maybe homemade delicious food, cold beer, or a drink of your choosing in a comfortable atmosphere. Well, look no further than the Boulevard Tap House for the world-famous fish and chips, seafood, all-around delicious menu with pizza, all kinds of food, wings, steak bites, anything you can imagine when you want to watch the big game or catch some live jazz if you pick the right night. Open 7 days a week. Go to boulevardtaphouse.com right now. I like to go to their Terwilliger Curve location. That's the home location for their not only their fish and chips, and they knew that they always used to give me Caesar chicken salad and wine. They kind of made jokes and made fun of me that. My favorite food there now might just be the brand new Mark Kevin. That's a margarita pizza named after me. Don't know if they did it because I'm Italian or what, but I had it, and it is delicious and, dare I say, nutritious. Anyway, friends, go on in, have a great time. When you're there, you truly are family. No cap. Enjoy the Boulevard Tap House today.